Good afternoon, everybody. It's so good to be here. I think, it's quite cold here, so the responses are quite cold. So let me have a warmer one. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, so I'm sorry that we have to actually jump protocols because today happens to be May 29, which is the second year anniversary of Oyo State Government. So there are a lot of activities going on, but I already promised and committed myself that I was going to be here. And I've always admired, being on TEDx, stage. This is perhaps maybe my third or my fourth TEDx, event. So I'm actually very happy to be here. So a very quick one. I'm going to be talking on how to tell authentic stories. And telling authentic and original stories, I decided that I'm not going to maybe talk from the things that I've read in a book or the things that, I've heard people say. I've decided to use, myself as the case in point. And then, what I've been able to learn, what I've been able to do with my own, life. And then, my own journey today. In Nigeria and in Africa as a whole. So I'm going to start, by telling the story of how I even, came to be today as the youngest, honourable commissioner in the history of Nigeria. Yeah, well, at some point, I wasn't, the youngest, but at the moment, I'm still the youngest, commissioner in Nigeria. So a lot of people ask me that, we just heard all over the internet that a 27-year-old guy has been named and announced, to be the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Sport, Oyo State. How did it happen? How did he get there? Or was it that, his father is a politician and, decided to say that, okay, you know what, Honorable Shola Fakorede, we are giving you this slot. However, you are too old, for this slot. So do you have any son or any daughter, that can actually take up this responsibility? But no, that was not, the case. It was, a case of diligence. It was a case of, someone who has been working without even expecting anything from anybody. So this is Seun Fakorede, who finished, and, sometimes in 2015, I floated my organization, Home Advantage Africa, where what we just want to do is to change the narrative, especially when it comes to African, youths. And we started very, very small, not thinking that, okay, maybe it is actually going to grow, to become what it is, today. We just wanted to change the narrative. We just wanted to do things differently. We didn't want to wait for any government, or any organization anywhere. We wanted to make a change in Nigeria and in Africa as a whole, because we believe something so strongly that a lot of us, especially the youth, we believe that we don't even want to start small. We don't want to start with the little that we have because of the fear of being seen starting at the bottom. So every one of us want to just grow old immediately. We start. We just want to have that experience, and we just want to be that big, make a lot of money and a lot of fame. So, but we said no. It shouldn't always be like that. Let us tell people the reason why you have to go through a process. And we said one of the ways that we are going to do this is by telling authentic and original stories. Yes, I was in some events, somewhere in Lagos, and then this organization was going to premiere a particular product. And in that product, one of the, so the person that was the cover of that, product that they were, premiering as at that time. I had a personal relationship with the top officials of this company that were, launching this new product. And there's this person that they've, eventually put on the cover. And when this person, and I knew what this person went through to make sure that this person is on the cover. And when this person came on stage, the person made it look like as if, no, there was nothing. It was just, a sheer, what was it called that? Maybe perhaps, I'm just better than everybody else. And I'm like, no, why don't you tell people the number of calls that you made to get, on this cover? Why didn't you tell people the number of, nights that you have to, keep yourself awake to make sure that you keep buzzing the editor or the people that are in charge. But you came and made it look like as if, okay, maybe, we others that are there, we don't even know what we are doing. That okay, this thing is just, it's just life is just a bed of, roses for you. You should have told us the effort. You should have told us what it's, you had to go through to get here, so that somebody that is about to give up will be inspired by your story. That look, okay, maybe it's not just time for me to give up. And then they don't think that, okay, maybe we have some special people in the world that are, specially blessed, by God. When I tell my story, one of the relationships, one of the things that I really cherish most in my life is, relationships and network. And I remember vividly when I was trying to connect, with Chief Dele Momodu, because there are a lot of things. If there's anybody that I know personally in Nigeria or in Africa that has not been a government official or that has not been in an elective position, but has connection with a number of chief head of states, chief principals of nations, is this man. So I said, no, I want to meet this man. I want to be able to engage him, to learn from him. So I said, and everything that he has online, I've been able to consume these things. So, but I want more. I want to be able to drink from this man's system directly. So I said I was going to make a connection, and I was going to get through to him. So I messaged him sometimes in 2016 on Instagram, and the message dropped. I knew that this message was delivered. I got no response. That was in June 2016. And in July again, I did the same thing. Messaged him, no response. In September, there was a program that he was going to be in Ekpe, in Lagos. I said, okay, I was going to be in this program because of this man, so that I can meet him. I messaged him again that, sir, I know that you are going to be in Ekpe. I'm going to be there too, and I would love, to meet you. No response. I went to Ekpe. I saw this man, but, I had something within my spirit that, no, I don't think this is the right time, to actually reach out. Because, everyone, busy. I would just be like, a casual, person there that is just, wanting to perhaps, farms, the honourable man. So I said to myself that I'm going to still wait until when it is right. The following year, I think January, I messaged him. No response. In February, I messaged again. And then he told me, he said, Seun, hello, brother. And I said, brother, and this, you are my father. I said, hello, brother. I said, hello, sir. Blah, blah, blah. I said, I am in Ghana right now. I'm leaving for Senegal. When I'm back in Nigeria, I'm going to, get in contact, with you. And I'm like, get in contact with me. How? And I said, sir, how are we going to do that? He said, kindly drop your number, for me. I'm going to call you. And I'm like, oh my God. And in the parlance of, people, I said, this is Sakamanji. How will this man will call me. Out of this, your busy itinerary, you will remember me to call me when you are back after like a week or two. How is that possible? Are you just saying this to push me away? But of course, I humbled myself to say that, okay, no problem. I dropped my contact. He acknowledged it. And on this fateful day, I think after like about 2 weeks, I was just going to get more gas for my generator in Lagos. And I was going to step out of my gate. I just saw this call. Thank God for Truecaller. I saw this call and I saw Dele Momodu. I was like, what? Dele Momodu, I cannot receive this call here. I have to go back inside to receive it in a more sacred, place. Because of the way that relationship, was, to me. Then I went upstairs, and I received that call and we established that relationship. And he asked me a lot of questions. What made it, stand out? That relationship stand out? It was because everything that he has online, I consumed them. What he has in print, I consumed them. So when I was engaging him, he was provoked that, look, how do you know so much about the things that I've done? And it was easy for him to say, this one is serious. It is not like every other person that just want to, connect, just for the sake of dropping names. Because for a long time, I already said to myself that I am not part of the people that drop names. I am the name people drop. So things has to be different, with me. And since that day, we connected. I brought him to the first ever conference that I had. And, I organized in Eco Hotels and Suites in Lagos. And it was massive. This man came, he waited from the beginning to the end. People were asking that, how did you do it? In fact, as a matter of fact, he was not even in the country. He flew into the country just because of me to attend that conference, and immediately he flew out again. So this is just to encourage a lot of us, because a lot of us believe that maybe these things are rocket science. No, it's not rocket science. No, it is not magic. Things really happen if you can actually put in the work, if you are diligent enough, and if you are real. And I tell people that, look, when you go and establish relationships like this, you go from the standpoint of giving the advantage and not taking the advantage. So if you necessarily want to take, and take, these guys are people that, look, they are even tired. They are already exhausted, because everyone connected or attached or in or within their perimeter are always trying to take. Yes, some of these people really, at that time, I don't really even have anything, monetary that I want to give, this man. But the truth is, that little of me, being conscious and saying, sir, I know that, this is, who you are, but this is also what I can actually bring to the table. I can be of service to you. And most of these people, truly, there is really nothing that you want to offer that they might not be able to get, at their own, in their own, confidence. But because of that intentionality, because of that, what's it called? That, okay, you know what you are doing. They want to listen, to you. And that is how, a relationship, a very rich relationship is, started and then it's sustained. A lot of people ask me, okay, so how then did you become a commissioner? Did they just, how? So now, my first meeting or my first contact with, engineer Seun Makinde, I was in Lagos. And then, I went on LinkedIn. And this is some, person that my dad has said so much and my uncle so much about, because, they know him personally. And, I've heard so much. So I went to my LinkedIn. That was when he was running, for governor. And I said, sir, I know that, you are one, candidate that I come to respect, that I would like to work with you. I would like to, do whatever I can in my own capacity to contribute, to, your campaign and electioneering, processes. And he said, okay, no problem. Drop your contact. I'll tell them to reach out, to you. I waited. I didn't, get that call, from them. And I said, no problem. I'll continue, with my own, work. And this fateful day, you already promised the good people of Oyo State, the youth of Oyo State, that, look, whoever is going to become the Commissioner of Youth and Sport, Oyo State will be less than 30. And when he became governor, he was going to uphold that promise. But they searched all over. And, perhaps within their, because I'm not going to say that, I'm the best person, for the job. But as at that time, within, their, what was it called? Their purview, they couldn't, get somebody who is less than 30 and has a track record of, antecedents in youth empowerment, in, youth engagement. So by the time, somebody just, reached out, to somebody very close to me and said, look, I know a guy. Yes, Seun is from my, and fortunately enough for me, I was on radio like a week before that time. So this person even heard me on radio say, man, really, this guy is really sound and smart. And then he got to know about that and he said, look, I know a guy. Seun Fakorede is his name. This is, and he sent, my details, forward. To cut the long story short, His Excellency checked through my records, and then the things that I've been able to do with Home Advantage Africa, and he said, unbelievable. How has this guy been able to do this, in and outside the country? And he said, look, I want to see him by myself so that, I will understand. I don't want to believe, yet. And I was called upon. It was, an engagement just between His Excellency and myself, alone in his office. And it was just, I don't think it took more than maybe 5 minutes, 45 seconds. And at the end of it all, His Excellency just stood up and then, stretched his hand to me and said, don't worry, you have the job. I was like, what job? Because when they reached out to me, I didn't even know what I was coming to do. I thought, maybe because, I'm in the youth, empowerment, area, and Oyo State was to do something about youth empowerment. So I was saying that, this is the first time I'm going to have an engagement with the government. And I said to myself that, look, I am ready to build the government. I will build them so high. I want to make money. So, knowing that, what was waiting for me was even something different. Because in his words, I remember that His Excellency said that, so are you then going to leave Lagos to come to Ibadan to pick up a job as commissioner? That was the first time I heard what I was going to be doing in Ibadan. I said, as commissioner. And I paused for a while. And I said to him that, well, this is actually because one of the major and strong words of home advantage is conquer your locality, conquer the world. Because we believe that when you conquer your locality, you become an exportable material. So I felt like, okay, well, if I've been saying conquer your locality, and then an opportunity for me to serve my own locality is coming, why won't I take it up? And I said to him that I'm going to be honored to serve, Oyo State with everything that I've got. That was when, he stood up to say, congratulations. So what am I saying? Dare to be original. Dare to be authentic. There are a lot of people that said, oh, this guy, where did he come from? Let us see what he's going to do. I'm very sure in 1 month, he might, miss road. 1 month came. I did not miss road. Oh, 3 months, he cannot survive 3 months. 3 months came. Nothing happened. 6 months came. Say, no, 1 year, he won't be standing. 1 year came. Nothing. But achievements, track records that has not been registered, records that even past, commissioners could testify to it that, look, guy, you are really doing well. So, dare to be original, dare to be authentic. Irrespective of all those things that I hear, I still decided, in myself that I'm going to remain resilient. I still decided in myself that I'm going to keep fighting, and I'm not going to be distracted, with what I hear, anywhere. Today, whether the youth in the PDP today or the ones in oppositions, I have no enemies. They are all my friends, because we need to be able to give a new direction to leadership. We need to be able to give a new direction to politics. We need to be able to give a new direction to governance. So if we as youth are beginning to have enemies in our 20s, in our 30s, just because of political coloration, then we are worse than the people that are ahead of us, that we are saying that, okay, yeah, they've done us, so badly. So, ladies and gentlemen, I leave us with this, that it's high time that we do things differently. It's high time that irrespective of the odds and the challenges, let us still stand our ground to always tell stories, to always tell our perspective from the authentic and the true standpoint and view. Thank you very much.